The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, squeezably soft host, David White, for another hour of excellent market interpretation. And it is an interesting day out here. We had a little bounce. I was looking for it yesterday. Kind of surprised to see it today since we didn't get it yesterday. But kind of have to expect it. 14 IPOs going out this week. They can't let the whole thing fall out in the morning. And, of course, a lot of these are biotechs. And I suspect that there's going to be a lot of support for biotechs as they try to push these out. But you always, what we're getting, it seems like, is a early Monday sell-off, maybe into Tuesday, to raise cash to start getting into some of these other IPOs, as the top in a lot of these other stocks looks rather certain. Some of the others not, but as much as they were holding up tech stocks into the Alibaba IPO, it certainly looks like there is a move afoot to hold up some of those. I looked at the bounce out here today as an opportunity that I didn't have before. I was about 50% short in my portfolio. I dived in and added yet another 3 positions today on the bounce, and am loving it, Chief. So we'll keep an eye on it. Volume just a little lighter, probably about 100 million shares lighter than it was yesterday as we started the show. And it is going to be it's going to be close. It's going to be, of course, ties go to the runner, but I think it's going to be close. Maybe a photo finish out here between the bears and the bulls, but I think it's going to continue to pull back. We're going to look at the biotechs and the NASDAQ out there, but for all practical purposes, we continue to see almost no shorts in this market. We see bullishness at all-time highs, and that doesn't bode well for a lot of extra cash on that side. And kind of like if you've ever watched football, they've got the hash marks down the field, but one's on, about one-third of the field, and the other one's on the other third. So depending on where you're at, you've got 2/3 on one side of the hash marks and a third on the other. They call that the weak side and the strong side because you've got so much more room to run. And that's exactly what we have here. We've got probably 50% or 70% or 60% chance that we're going to go higher. But if we're going to go higher, it's going to be not that much higher. And then we have that 30 or 40% chance that we go lower. But if it does crack, it's going to be a whole lot lower. And if you're making asymmetrical bets, which means that you're probably going to live as a trader a lot longer. I saw a lot of people trying to trip over dimes and quarters while they watched dollars blow down in longer time frames. And generally the problem is you get a bad week or two and you're out of the game. So I would say that if there was a time to look at the broader picture and be a little bit nervous, even if you are bullish, I think this would be one time. I am committing to the short side. And it brings up the story of Junior Johnson was asked whether or not his driver, which I think just won the NASCAR Cup some years ago, he says, well, is Darrell Waltrip committed to winning? And he says, well, the chicken is dedicated, but the pig was committed. And that kind of tells you everything you need to know about being either dedicated or committed. I'm dedicated. I'm not going to be as committed as the pig to the breakfast. And that probably tells you what you need. But I'll stop out if I don't. But I tell you what, the risk reward at these points just doesn't seem to get any better, especially with even now fairly light rates. Now, one of the things I will say is that if we do see a market start to fail, I think the Fed will do everything to make sure that it fails slowly. And I think I said it the other day, maybe Monday or last week, that I was looking at December options. I want all the time in the world to be right, and not doing any 1 week options on anything out here, because I think it's going to take a longer trend to get anything going out here. I think the Fed is going to probably do enough jawboning to make sure that all the air doesn't come out of the tire in the next minute. As always, I'd like to reflect on our history. In 1998 today, Beanie Babies and .com stocks hit the big time as eBay goes public on the NASDAQ, selling almost 3.5 million shares at an initial offering price of $18 a share. The stock closes that day at 47 3/8, and the Internet IPO gold rush is in full swing as dozens of companies realize that if eBay can go public, anybody can. And, of course, it was, I don't know if they'd be around today if it wasn't for PayPal. But you can always check these out if you want to at Jason Zellwig's blog. And you can always go to Tiger TV and see I've got it listed here. Or you can email me at path@tfnn.com. And as always, check that out. Of course, if you have any other stocks you want to look at today, always email me at he said, at path@tfnn.com. You can also give me a call at 877-927-6648, and you can post a message in the den, which we'll get to in just a second. I sat in for Steve Rhodes earlier this morning. I talked about this, and it's I've seen a couple articles finally, but this is one of the quietest things in the market that seems to be ignoring it. So maybe I'm wrong on this thing, but I still see problems. We're getting a little bit more news on what's going on with PIMCO and Bill Gross out here. But we've got a lot of people selling in PIMCO, getting out and moving to other people after his kind of unstable movements. Of course, they had almost $2 trillion in bonds. Their total return fund is the world's largest bond fund and seen outflows for the last 16 straight months through August. Analysts have said that cash outflows began last year due to weak returns, and the fund declined 1.9% in 2013, its worst performance in nearly 2 decades. And, of course, his row with Alarian and Alarian leaving, and him running through the office, reportedly acting like a madman. But maybe all this stuff seems like it makes a little bit more sense about him making like a bad man now that we know that he was under, or still is under, investigation. Now that they've made it public, tells you that they think that there's a little bit more smoke than just nothing out there. And we'll see how it works. Of course, talking about the second largest IPO of this week, and I can't imagine they're going to try to keep this up. But like I said, I'm looking at this as an opportunity to probably pick off a few of these stocks that came down on heavy volume and are up on very light volume. I had one stock that I'd missed, and let's see if I can find it here. Anyway, I pulled the trigger on it today, but it'd been coming down, I think, on about 1.5 million shares. It's up at 2 o'clock with 250,000 shares, and giving me an opportunity, as I said, one more time to pull the ripcord on these things. And, I think I'm about a quarter under if it had 1.5 million shares, but it doesn't. It has 250,000 shares, so I'm going to give it probably about $3 or $4 more bucks. As long as volume remains this low. It looks like it's going to be incredibly hard to get any juice in some of these stocks, and there is some low-hanging fruit out there. It is a mad market, but we're going to try to get into charts a little bit earlier since I digressed so earlier in the week. One of the stocks I'm watching very closely is Bank of America. If you subscribe to the Art of Timing the Trade charts, you may have recognized this one coming in, but certainly it looks like financials, and if you missed my show earlier today, the broker-dealers are having a lot of issues. We're going to check back in on them in a minute, but Bank of America is pretty much completed a fairly decent Gartley pattern, and doesn't look like it's got much juice out here today either, and looks like it would probably come back at least to the B point, or even the X point, which is about $16.50. And so I can see some weakness coming in here. Of course, Walmart is actually getting into the check business. They're going to start offering people that have less than $500 a month in checking a $9 a month checking service. They are not going to have monstrous overdraw fees or all the other stuff. They're just going to boot you if you continually write bad checks. But incredibly lighter prices, and none of the fees that Citibank and some of these others are going to get into, so or Bank of America or Chase or all the rest of them. So keep an eye on these financials, especially these folks that make money by gouging people with overdraft and checking fees. Also, Walmart's going to cater to a lot of people that hadn't had good credit over the last few years, but seems to be one of the best deals coming, and really could put a hitch in the get-along of these companies like Wachovia and Wells Fargo and Bank of America that haven't been giving checking accounts to people that they didn't deem worthy. I mean, as long as you don't bounce a check, I don't know what the difference makes. But I don't know, because that's why I'm not in the banking business. Other items of interest out here, we talked about CSX earlier this week. This thing's right back at it, but why it did have some decent volume coming up to the previous high of July 22nd at 31.59. Once it got over that, fairly light, 8.5 million shares was kind of the high. It's back down there, a little up today, but certainly, 4.6, 4.7 million shares now. Looks to me like they're really pushing these highs, but much lighter volume. We've got a lot of other stocks moving out here, and of course, some of these auto parts dealers and online car places not doing that well. When we come back, we're going to look at Copart out with earnings, and pretty much looking fairly weak, and going to be tough. Give me a call at 877-927-6648.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Andy Hecht's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're going to go right to a call. We got people lining up, queuing up for me looking at stocks, which we will at this hour. We're going to go right to Danny in Atlanta. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing great. Can I ask you a computer question?
Sure.
I need to buy 2 computers, one for my mom and another trading computer. Would you get Windows 7 or Windows 8?
Well, they're going to drop support for Windows 7 in January.
Yeah.
So they're going to force you into Windows 8. Now, that pretty much, I think, doesn't give you a choice. So now Windows 9 is going to be, I think, available late January. The big rollout for it is in 6 days. So even if you get Windows 8.1, you're probably going to be upgraded to Windows 9, I suspect, if you wait a few days. So to me, Windows 9 is going to bring back the start menu, which is what most people complain about. And so to me, that would probably be it. Would just I'd probably delay my purchase until you get a guaranteed upgrade to Windows 9.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been using Windows 8 now?
Yes, I've got it on a little portable that I've had for the last year. And, you know, other than trying to find the programs you want to run, I mean, they all run, but I mean, the start menu is a very effective way of getting it. And if you can't fit them all on the taskbar down at the bottom, which probably gets to 80-90% of them, it's kind of tough to go find them. But my biggest problem is running backups on this Windows 8.1 because the one I got has kind of a weird way of booting things from the USB port. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. I certainly, what are you looking at? Buying a full desktop for home and some kind of portable?
Yeah, buying a laptop for my mom and trading.
I tell you what, the hottest piece of hardware that I've seen in years is that Surface, the version 3 out here. The only reason I don't have one is I'm waiting for it to have the new Intel chip, which will give it about another 30% battery life. And the battery life is huge on it already. So just that, it runs a little cooler. The fan doesn't have to run. So other than that, I love that Surface 3, even the current one. And you can buy, I don't know what you were thinking about spending on one, but that is probably one of the hottest things out there, especially with the pen interface and some of the other stuff if you're looking for a portable. But to me, I love that, and I'm probably going to get one of those for my portables. I've built a couple of computers this year, and so I don't really go out and buy an off-the-shelf thing. Mine's super overclocked and got water cooling, and mine would be the one with the giant cat cage on the front hood of the car, and leaving giant black marks behind it if it was a car. But I don't know what you're thinking about in that desktop. Just for what can I say? Just for trading though.
Yeah.
Multiple monitors.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I just go ahead.
That Surface 3, is that the name of the company, or who makes that?
Microsoft.
Okay.
Next time you hit Best Buy, walk in there and look at the Surface 3. The first two versions of it, but the third version of that thing, which I think starts at about $800, and if you go to the post office and get a change of address kit, there's another 10% discount off from Best Buy in it. So you can get it down. If you don't need one that needs a lot of additional memory, you can probably start off in the $800 range with the keyboard. But I tell you what, it is extremely impressive. I think it is better than the $2,000 Mac Air. So wow. It is one of the few times that there is absolutely no decision to be made about what is the hottest laptop out there, and that's got to be it. But like I said, I'm waiting just one more generation where I think we'll probably see those in December with the new Intel chip in it, and just that they won't have to run the fan in it, which you really can't see now, and or even feel. But probably one of the hottest ones out there.
Great.
Okay, thanks, Danny. You bet. Okay, well, we're going to get back into charts here in just a minute. Copart, when we come back, we got lots of people asking on different stocks, and you can always give me a call like Danny at 877-927-6648.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we said, we were looking at Copart before we got started into the break, and all these car companies, we talked about CarMax over the last couple of days. Certainly looks like none of these are looking too pretty. And even, we'll get into it in a little bit, the housing stocks looking rather ragged today, too. I thought it'd be very tough for this market to go a little higher, but it's like the old train, I think I can. We're up pretty much at the highs of the day, up 13.5 points, but 2.1 billion shares is not going to get the job done. Looks to me like maybe we're going to hold it up, but I think I'm getting ready to pretty much plant the flag, put my stops up, and turn away. Let the market decide whether or not I'm worthy of getting all that money on the dark side. But not looking bad. Anyway, I had some questions. One is to TWC on the short side, Time Warner Communications. You've got pretty much matching highs up here on matching volume. So I would say that there's probably some better stock out there that you would want to find. Generally, the leadership has gotten incredibly narrow in this market. If you really know the name of that stock and it's talked about in the news, I would say that probably you want to look at stocks that aren't mentioned every day in the news. But this one had higher volume, even though it was about 10% higher on September 15th. I would say that you need, and you do have more volume. You want this thing either to get up to a 618 retracement and pull the trigger on this thing, but you're going to need a bounce on light or no volume out here. Other than that, there's probably better ones. I had a question about IBB. When we look at it, it is going up against the previous high on February 25th. That high had 1.5 million shares. We've got 1.2 million shares. And again, I said it's going to be very tough with a lot of the biotechs being shoved out the door this week to see the street back away from those. They'd like to get a lot of those out the door. It's going to be a very nice Christmas on Wall Street, especially for the M&A guys and the people in the biotech field. But I think there's some opportunities, but I don't think it's in the IBB. I saw some stocks in there that look fairly weak. I would imagine that even with lighter volume, we'd want to probably look back in here to see that we get through this week and these IPOs out the door. I think we're going to see Wall Street start backing off of these, but maybe not until Friday or Thursday, maybe tomorrow. Probably more like Friday. You may see an opportunity where this thing's up on very light volume. Still way high short interest rates, and why I haven't come back and started playing on it much. The Qs were another question out here. You want to be looking for this thing on the overlay on the 9-day moving average, and this thing is, the next time you close underneath this thing should be it. You've had a nice move. It closed underneath it. It's above it. It's back below it. It's back above it now. Any little tick out here would say that this thing is going to fail. Certainly don't have any kind of volume in the Qs. And with Bendgate going on in Apple today, we may even see some other stuff. For you that haven't heard about Apple, apparently somebody up in Toronto, a gentleman that has a not well-known blog, started getting a lot of reports. He's heavily into tech. I think he got it from his mother and some other people, where they'd sat on an iPhone Plus and bent it, and it was not coming back and looking fairly weird. So he put the camera up, videotaped himself bending the camera, and sure enough, it bent fairly easily. And maybe with the longer length, they are talking about not putting this on your back in your back pocket and or sitting on it. But you keep making something thinner like that, it's going to be more bendable. But they did and were able to break the glass in it too. And it does look like something that you're not going to have to worry just about dropping anymore, but maybe even bending. I'll probably talk to Tom O'Brien about that on Friday, since he bent a computer, if you can believe that. And we'll talk to him about that. But I think it's still laying around the office somewhere. How you bend a big laptop is beyond me, but he was able to do it. And why he has yet another laptop. But those are some interesting ones. Oh, I wanted to get to some of these other stocks. I think we got everything else going on here. Yep, could have used that GTAT glass. May have been to it. Who would sit on your computer? I think he shoved it in his bag so full of crap when he was getting on the airplane that it bowed the thing out. And when he came back, it was still bowed. And of course, it broke one of the circuit boards in the laptop. But I think it's still laying around, maybe somewhere in the office. I thought maybe it might be fixable if you spent some time and took it apart, but tough to tell. We got a lot of stocks out here moving, so I wanted to get to them as quick as possible. EVHC, Envision Healthcare, it's down fairly strongly. Let's get to it here. Find my stuff. Announced the sale of 17.5 million shares of common stock And of course, off about 5% today. May not know this stock, not a usual stock, but certainly looks like it's going to blow through all these previous lows. There's a big gap here at 33. My guess is this thing's headed down to $30. You got two previous lows down there, but the February 5th low is a high volume low in the scheme of things at $29.86 from February 5th, and my guess is that's headed there like a bullet, kind of like a hit record on Casey Kasem's show, to number one in a bullet. Well, in this case, it's $29.86 with a bullet. And there's some other ones out there that are moving. The next one I want to look at is Skechers, another one that came down. This one had a huge gap up, and of course is filling it with even heavier volume. This thing gapped up on June 24th with 3.2 million shares, which should have acted as support. Kind of is going to anyway. It's going to probably take a little while to chew through there. Now, Skechers said that weekly sales data from a sports scan basically looks at all the retail point of sale stuff, is saying that Skechers is on the out with kids now, and they're not buying their tennis shoes and or their other stuff, and that hit it rather hard today because I guess they just really had a bad week, off at almost 9% at the lows this morning, but certainly back into this gap, and we're finding these gaps acting as support a great deal. SCTY, a little bit of an upgrade. My guess is that we're pretty close with these low crude prices. And what's crude doing out here today? It's up $1.23. Really looking for crude to go down to 87. I think it's going to. Probably just getting a little bounce out of here today as we see the dollar index still up, well, $85.16. None of these earnings are going to look good for the next 2 or 3 months for any national or multinational company out here. It's going to be incredibly tough for these guys to make earnings with the dollar index showing up, 4 or 5%. And so just know that we're going to go into what are going to be very tough earnings probably for the next 2 quarters unless we see these dollar index really turn down. So keep an eye on that one. What else do we have? That was an upgrade, but boy, it didn't keep much of that today, did it, in Solar City? And of course, it has a high volume low, so you need to get that 59.23. I would have loved to seen this thing. I almost tried to get it at 65 short out here, but it was not fast enough today. Would have been a nice setup out here, but I think that's all you're going to get is these one-day moves in the most weak of these stocks. HCLP, High Crush Partners, LP. This thing popped up a little bit, but no volume, and this is what I'm seeing a great deal of today. There are a lot of the biggest stocks that are getting all the volume, and then there's a lot of these small stocks that are popping, getting almost no volume. This thing had a huge down day, up today, of course, on light volume, so you have to see a lot of these stocks. If you get an opportunity to pull the ripcord on these things, you certainly can. Okay, we had earnings from Bed Bath and Way Beyond. Of course, they've done nothing but disappoint since the January 3rd high out here with a huge amount. Now, maybe this thing has gotten back down, but I would love for this thing to set up a return to the high volume low of June 26th with 19 million shares, $54.96 at 67.39. That's $13 or so. That would be a nice little slice of pie. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And as we look at that, would be very interesting. Just checking a bunch of things here. Okay, so we're back up here looking at this gap. That gap came down, at least the one we're filling today in Bed Bath and Way Beyond on April 11th. It came down with 4.1 million shares. Now we're up on higher volume. But this thing, basically, a lot of people were betting on it going out. I think the short interest had gone over 24%. I think someone said it this morning when I was listening in the news. So caught them all sales not as horrible as everybody thinks. And, of course, caught a lot of people on the wrong side and a big short squeeze. This thing may get back up to 70, but I'm going to bet that this 54.96 gets tested in the next 6 months, and more likely in the next 3 months, probably after Christmas. And I'm going to be watching this closely for an opportunity to pull the ripcord on that one with that kind of hanging fastball right across the center of the plate down there at June 26th. Other stocks of interest, SATV, RIG. A lot of people were saying, coming out and saying it was time to buy RIG this morning. Still looks like fracking is the way to go. And, of course, even the stocks we covered yesterday, which was or Monday, was it CRR, tells us that even in the fracking thing, that the lower prices on crude are having a huge effect. A few people coming out here and trying to get into a RIG and talk it up today on Financial Infotainment. But you've got high volume lows, so any bounce you get out of this thing looks like you're going to come back to these lows. It just looks like if you're out trying to drill in the ocean, it's just way too expensive these days when it's much cheaper to go fracking. And let's see how CRR is looking today after it fell. I mean, this thing was $156. I think that tells you everything you know about the price of crude coming down and what it does to it. But carboceramics make kind of a sand-like material, but it's in ceramic. And only a few, basically they're figuring out how to use polished sand instead of the stuff from carboceramic to keep these fracked mines or wells open. And it continues to be low, and maybe making a low out here, but you got a high volume low in this thing, and it really hadn't been tested. So maybe this thing bounces fairly decently with everybody short. But boy, once this thing's done, look for it to come back to $64.70. Other stocks of interest, we had PayX. Do I have it in here on my list of stuff? Should be out here. Come on. There you go. Beat quarterly EPS by 1 cent, 47 cents compared to 46 cents. And I think a lot of people were short this too. It is going through the $43.56 high of March 27th with 4.8 million shares. That was the highest volume. We've got 3.8 here today, and you can see this thing's running right back into the resistance level that we saw back on March 27th when the Paychex was up there. And looks kind of tough. And again, there's a high volume down day that's going to continue to act as resistance as we get into this price level. That was on the 13th of January, 2.77 million shares. Is that right? Yeah. And pretty much. There it is. We're right into it. The bottom of that candle, too. 5.6 million shares on the 8th of January. And that's what we got in at the very tip today. So it's going to be all those people that had rode this thing through, probably jumping up and down for the time that they actually have an opportunity to get their cash back here in Paychecks today. Steve Rhodes looks like he's feeling a little bit better out here. Probably can't talk, but he can type. He's typing in the den, so maybe he'll be back tomorrow. Maybe he'll tell me during the break he's going to be back tomorrow. Anyway, still have plenty of time to email me at path@tfnn.com. I'll look at your emails during the break and try to answer your questions. Or give me a call at 877-927-6648.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And, of course, having a few more stocks out there ripping. One of them is CyberArk. We talked about that on Monday. It was the one I was interested in, $27.30 on the last tick, which is up 70% on the day. And, of course, it is a company that allows you to see unusual behavior in accounts on computers that have additional rights like administrative rights. But certainly with Home Depot and all the other issues, tends to be getting a lot of press, and probably going to be much like FireEye, I suspect. Both these companies have good products, maybe just vastly overpriced until they start figuring out how to get these guys to actually cough up cash when they don't want to buy these products. And, of course, we're talking about Home Depot, knowing that for 4 years that they had problems and did nothing about it. I haven't seen anybody call for the Home Depot guy to get axed, but I guess he could. Apple, of course, with Bendgate out here today, with their phones bending and basically permanently bending, off about 1% off $1.08. And, of course, today is the last, or is it over? Already over. Tomorrow's the last day. You've got less than, 21 hours to sign up for the Nadex $10,000 contest. Make sure you go to the front page of TFNN and check that out. I'm sure Tom in the next hour is going to spend a little bit more time on it. But make sure that you get it, get signed up. They're going to be giving away money for doing nothing. You got to get, yes, you're going to be in front of a computer anyway. You might as well have a chance to make some bread with no risk doing it anyway. So as we have a nice movement out here, of course, trying to keep this up, 1998 on the S&P cash, 2.3 billion shares. So I'm not going to be afraid. We've gone up pretty much this whole show on extremely light volume. And if we end up the show, the end of the day with 3 billion shares, we're going to be in a world of hurt, I think, at least for the bulls out here. These guys look like they are running the most short and biggest names of the stock, but there isn't any kind of significant volume in here. With a couple of minutes left to go, I should be seeing 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 billion shares, 2.3. Makes me think that we've got some problems now. Maybe it goes sideways for the next couple of days or even just in tomorrow until they can kick these IPOs out. But my guess is we're going to see continued weakness after that. And, of course, the most important thing is that they make their bonuses for Christmas. And I think this is just a little part of it. But it's going to give you an opportunity, if you hadn't already pulled the ripcord, to do so with the least amount of risk. So a few of these stocks kind of bouncing back up. I'm pretty happy. I wanted to look at one more. What do we got here for volume? Okay. Down with I got one stock that's down, been down on about 1.5 million shares. It's up on 775,000 right now. So I'm liking my positions. Anyway, we were looking at paychecks, trying to see if there's anything else going on here before we end this show. Don't really see much. Just light volume up against the heavy volume down the last couple of days. And I'm looking for a surprise to come out of nowhere to gap down and set the hook for this market. So we'll watch for that tomorrow. In the meantime, make sure that you sell when you can, not when you have to. Of course, we're always archived on Channel 14 on Tiger TV. And always will be here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Hang on for the Tom O'Brien Show. And I think we've got some earnings the next couple of nights. So it will be some actions after hours, the 4 o'clock hour anyway. And see you then. Bye.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.